Hey guys, learned a little bit. I have the operator's instruction book for this specific lathe, which is helpful. I have maybe 5 or 6 pages of this I got off of vintagemachinery.org. But they do not have the complete booklet. So having the complete booklet is definitely a big plus. I took this plate off the back of the carriage. Cross travel. I'm forgetting. Cross slide, and it was pretty gross in there. So what I would do on my mini lathe, doesn't have way wipers or anything, is I would oil it up and run the carriage back and forth and kind of wash the debris out from underneath there. So it's kind of like, that's kind of what I did here. I removed this, cleaned this up, and I just worked this back and forth, adding oil, wiping away the nasty and adding clean until I'm finally just clean oil in here. So that's good. There's 2 oilers on here. I was able to drive out from the inside, from underneath, and they definitely need replacing. And there's 4 more here on the carriage. The saddle, carriage, the saddle, and rather than taking the saddle off, I'm thinking of drilling and tapping and like using a slide hammer and pulling those out. And so there's 2, 4. I would need to order 6 5/16 ball oilers. I also discovered a third dovetail. So the compound has dovetails, the cross slide has dovetails, and then there's another set at the very bottom for the taper attachment. So that was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't know that existed, never knew how the taper attachment worked. So now I know. Imagine you lock up the cross slide and the compound, and you loosen up the taper attachment and let it move. And eventually I should probably loosen that up and get it cleaned up. So we got the oilers. Could use a recommendation on a good gearbox oil. The headstock circulates oil up and to the important parts, and you fill that back here at the clutch assembly, and it has a sight glass just like this one here, and then the apron likewise has a reservoir that pumps oil up into the gears, and it's right here. And there's a drain on the bottom, and the sight glass is also the fill location. Now I went to the home improvement store today to buy one of these so I could install the wire and maybe get this thing powered up. First I bought one that's not really made for that, but I was going to use it backwards. This is for a waterproof conduit, and I was just going to put it in backwards and let the wire sit in here on this purple surface, and just hope for a tight enough fit that it would keep it from dragging around. So anyway, I bought the wrong size of of what I need, and I got 1 inch, I need 3/4. So once I get that, I'll get things wired up. I got a lot to learn about these. I gotta find out what these positions are called and how they correspond to the different combinations for different speeds and feeds. That is all very alien to me. My speeds and feeds were based on a potentiometer, and the faster the chuck turned, the faster the feed was. So I understand that's a little different on this situation. You know, I imagine a lot of you guys, when you first ran a lathe, had someone standing, next to you, kind of showing you where things went. And I don't have that luxury, and quite frankly, it kind of scares me. I don't want to start operating or turning on a big piece of equipment like this that I don't understand. So hopefully you don't hold that against me. So I guess I'm asking you guys about my idea for pulling these oilers out. I guess I could also probably just drive a pin into it and pull it out. I think drilling and tapping and slide hammering them out would be the way to go. Also, recommendation on a good gear oil, because I don't want to start this up until I've changed the oil and topped off all the oils. What the hell could this be? Okay. Haven't paid a lot of attention to the tailstock yet. It does have, I want to say it's kind of a tapered hole here. I think it's too far back to have anything to do with the quill. And this is the lock. Yeah, it's almost like I need to clean that hole out and look in there and see what's there. This locks the tailstock down to the bed, and this locks the quill. So I'm not sure. There's supposed to be a thing where you can drive out tang, I guess it's called. So maybe that has something to do with this, but it seems awful far back to have anything to do with driving anything out of the quill. My MT3 dead center will go in here, but it will not kick out when I withdraw, when I pull the quill back. It will not kick the tool out. Now I have some MT3 drills, and they work just fine in that respect. So, no problems there. See where that ends up at. Well, you know what? This tang, if that is a tang, it does line up with this hole back here. So maybe you do drive something down there and knock these things out. I'm sure you guys can answer that for me. Okay, the way I see it, I think Doozer's gonna machine my tool post mount to fit the compound here. And I need to make arrangements with him. I don't think I need to send the compound with it because he has, I believe he has the same compound. And I'll send him some measurements and see if that is the case. Someone said there's quite a bit of machining to get that to happen. I'm not going to be able to do it, the machining on the lathe, which was suggested. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for all your advice. One day soon, we're going to be turning and making chips, man. Can't wait. I'm also going to be working in the other, let me show you what I got planned for that. This whole keeping these machines at temperature, it's kind of got me thinking. So back here I got the KO Lee cutter grinder, and I hate to show you a picture of it with boxes and stuff stacked up on it. But I need to get all this organized where I can work around that. And I'm thinking of putting a temporary wall right here, even with this door frame, straight across the garage, and heating this front half of the garage. Otherwise, the only other solution I have is if I'm planning on doing any cutter grinding, tool cutter grinding, I'll need to put a heater out here, let it run for at least 2 days to let that machine acclimate to the new temperature. So I could block this off fairly simply and inexpensively, and that's another thing that has me a little scared is running that tool cutter grinder. You know, running the mini lathe is easy. You know, like I say, you have the potentiometer and you have the half nut and two you know, the cranks, and it's I can watch guys on YouTube and see what tools they're using and learn how to part and face, and well, I need to learn how to operate this machine because it's too powerful of a machine and too dangerous of a machine to be screwing around with without a full understanding of how it operates. Okay guys, if I sound like a wimp or something, so be it. I'm a wimp. I'm not going to hurt myself, I know that.